Hello friends, welcome to the Mojo Programming Language Book blog series. Before we write a single line of code, let's talk about why this language exists at all. Here is one question I want you holding the entire episode today. What if you never had to choose between a language that is easy and one that is incredibly fast? Think about why we all reach out for Python language. Because it's quick to write, your idea becomes working code in minutes, very fast. It reads almost like plain English, and there is a library for nearly everything you ever wanted to do. But here is the catch. Every Python developer eventually meets. It's easy right up until it's slow. And it tends to hit that wall in the same few places. Tight loops crunching millions of numbers, real dataset that draws the toy example, and anything that has to answer right now, in real time. So what do we do? Then in that case, often we reach out for a second language, which is more faster, just for the slow part. And that's where the trouble starts. You prototype the idea in Python because it's fast to write, but it's too slow to ship. So you have to rewrite the hot path in C++, and now you are maintaining two languages that don't understand each other. This is known as two-language problem. This handoff between the two languages is expensive. Now, if you work on the production application, the defects, bugs, love this seam between the two languages. So you write the glue code that does not actually really work in reality. And suddenly your team needs to worry about the different skill sets. Now, I have lived this one. Back in finance, I built models that work beautifully on my laptop on the sample data. But then in real production scale data showed up, it just fell over. The thing that just worked, now it stopped working. Now here is the best part that stuck with me. The math was never the problem. Now scaling the code was. The idea I implemented in Python was just fine. It just couldn't run fast enough. So fixing it means paying the rewrite the tax. So weeks before you are porting the actual working code into a faster language, the two code bases you are maintaining in different languages, they slowly drift apart. And that's all. That early momentum is gone. So I kept coming back to one question. What if a single programming language could just do both the jobs? Now that's the question Mojo was built to answer. It is one programming language which works in both the worlds, in your real prototype as well as in production. Look at the trade you make today. On the left hand side, if you look at the Python, it's easy but slow. C++ is fast, but sometimes a lot of people find it painful to learn. That's why you maintain two code bases. You have to constantly rewrite your code in two different languages. Now Mojo's programming language, its whole pitch is the right column. Now keep the friendly syntax, but you also get the systems level speed. One code base, so you do not need to write it twice. And here is the part that surprises people. This is Mojo. A main function, a variable, a loop counting to 1,000,000, a print at the end. Now, if you can write the Python, you can already read this. Let me walk you through what you already recognize. There is a main function, the entry point, a for loop over a range, exactly like Python, and a print at the end statement that works just how you would expect. Now that's really only one new habit here. We declare the variable with a var, var. The tiny word is a promise to the compiler, and it's a part what lets Mojo language know how to make this code run fast. So that's the magic trick in this one line. The same shape as Python, but built to run it like C language. Now if you're wondering how does it pull that off, 3 ideas. And we'll spend the entire series on them. Python style syntax, real compiled speed, and a design built for AI hardware. 1. The syntax stays friendly. You're not fighting the programming language. You stay fast and productive just the way Python first made you feel. 2. It compiles ahead of time. So there is no interpreter sitting in the middle or runtime. It quietly taxing every line you write. 3. It is designed for the hardware AI actually runs on. GPU, many cores, wide vector units, GPU, and we will learn to reach all of it in this series. So who this is for? This entire series is for the Python developers who have hit a speed wall, data and machine learning folks who need real performance, and honestly, anyone curious about the system programming who would rather skip the pain. Before you get very excited, let me be honest with you. This is a very young language, it's still growing fast. Not every library you know exists here. And when there's one missing, we lean on Python. So I'll show you exactly how you can do that. And here is where we are headed in this series together. First, we will get you set up and run your first program. Then we are going to learn about data, types, and control flow. And then you start building your own types and collections. After that, we go a little deeper. We are going to learn about traits and the way of thinking that makes Mojo click, talking to the whole Python ecosystem, and finally, squeezing every drop out of your hardware. By the end of this blog series, you will be able to build real programs from the ground up, make ordinary code use all of your hardware, and get low-level control without giving up safety. And one promise from me for this whole series, we always do the why before the how, because I want you to understand it, not just copy it. That's the why. So next time, I will get you set up so you can run your first Mojo program. Let's get it started. Welcome to the series.